It helped if I turn my mic on. And a good evening to you. Welcome inside the Bottom Line. Let me go ahead and tell you, dry your eyes, put your big boy panties on. Let's get it. I don't want to hear it today. If what is it? If
candy and nuts.
Yeah.
If ifs and buts were candy and nuts,
we'd all have a happy Christmas. There you go. Well, it's not Christmas. Still December, but it's not Christmas. And I know there's a lot of people out there unhappy, and it's your right. It's your privilege. It's your choice to be miserable about the way things have turned out for the college football playoffs.
Now, I know we'll talk about this. What happens if that would have been 12-0 Clemson and Trevor Lawrence had gone down and they were with a backup quarterback?
I think I'd have still been okay if you want the four best schools.
All right. At least you're consistent.
No.
That's your middle name.
I'm okay. I wouldn't be happy about it like everybody else, but I would look at some other factors inside of that too. The biggest one that hit me in the face when they showed the graphics yesterday, Florida State was 55th in strength of schedule.
Yeah.
It's a very weak ACC. They struggled to beat Louisville. Okay, Louisville's. I'm still believing this is a flash in the pan year for Louisville. I don't think this is what you're going to see next year and year after. I could be wrong. I don't know. I have my opinions. I did pick all of this. I put my picks out there before they rolled off yesterday in the exact same order. I said Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Alabama. You got to have an SEC team in there. I don't care. You got to have an SEC team.
Yeah, because they get the big payoff. They got paid off, and they got the big payoff.
Stop it. SEC is a step ahead,
13
but they're not.
Of the last 16, 17 years, they've had a team that's in the Final Four or in the Final Two.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And I said it yesterday. I say it today. I do not believe that Florida State could beat the four teams that are above it.
I think if you want college football to eventually become like the NFL, which I think that's the direction we're going in, if you want that to be the case, then the sooner you get to teams that don't have to win games by style points and just win the games and take the teams with the records, forget strength of schedule and all that, because you can't worry about a lot. If we're going to have super conferences, everybody's going to be playing the same teams pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So when we expand to 12, then take the teams with the best records that are top of their divisions or their conferences, super conferences.
Mm-hmm.
That way you won't have to compare and say, which team is playing the best at the end of the year?
Here's the
Who
thing.
looks better on the hoof than they did?
Well, here's the thing. This is the thing. Their first problem from the very beginning, when they started talking about conference champs, it don't work. You got 5 conferences, 4 slots.
Yeah.
So somebody's getting left out, but they always try to make them set up and do these championship games so somebody knocks himself out, just like Georgia.
It's usually the Big 12. It has
no,
been the Big 12 or the Pac-12 been getting knocked out.
You can't throw Liberty in there. No, Liberty can't go play on that playground. Not yet.
Not yet.
They can't play on that playground.
Eventually they can.
Now, you go to 12, I'm okay with that. Take your 5 conference champs. Anybody else that's undefeated, like a Liberty, throw them in the tournament. They might be a 12, but you throw them in that tournament. And then you argue about the other ones. The next set of arguments that will come out next year will be, we're not a 6. We're a 3. We should have got one of those buys. Kiss my rear end. Here's the deal. You make it in a tournament, if you're as good as you say you are, who cares how many you play? I don't like buys. Never have. Don't like buys.
But
everybody plays.
But you can't do that if you're going to have a in the NFL, in college football, in FCS, in Division II, you got to have at least the top seed get a bye. Yeah. Otherwise, the kids are playing 17 games.
Well,
you can't have kids play.
Cut down.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. I mean, like the two local teams and the best
high school,
the best sports town.
6 games. in the playoffs
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
60% of the regular season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Asinine.
I mean, the best football town in North Carolina, right here in the Catawba Valley, one team could play one will play 16 games, and if LR advances, they could play 16 games. Is that too much?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to ask FCS schools to do the same, Division III schools to do the same, but no, not for the FBS. They're going to play 15 maybe. Well, that's still a lot of games. That's a lot of football. If you're going to go 2 and 3 rounds, if you're going to have 12 teams.
That's 3 rounds.
Yep.
No, I think
you got to reward, though, right? You got to have some type of reward for somebody that's a top seed or a number 2 seed. I think you got to give some reward for them for going undefeated and going through the gauntlet if it's a big super conference like the SEC or the Big Ten. You got to reward those teams that have survived, at least, especially if they're going to play each and every week throughout the season. There's no bye week.
Yeah, but they don't.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think when you go to 12 teams, you got to reward the top seeds. You have to.
I mean, I think most college programs get at least 2 weeks off now in the regular season. And then they're going to get a freaking month off.
Most teams are playing 12 games.
And they're going to get a month off before they play the semis.
Yeah.
See, I don't know how
that's
like
Division II, Division III, Division II teams, they start in Labor Day weekend and go straight through.
I like it. I told you high school football, I never liked to buy. Play 10 games, start the playoffs. And there shouldn't be over 4 rounds of playoffs, including state championship.
There's too many teams.
That's 14.
And teams eliminate themselves a lot.
No, there's not. Let me get my math out here.
There are too many high school football teams in the playoffs.
But here's what's going to happen. You're down to, with the new 8 divisions, there's 55 teams, 55 schools per classification with 8 classifications. So with 55 schools, you can only have 32 teams.
East and West?
Yeah, total.
32 total.
Yeah. That's over half.
That's 16 teams in each.
Yeah, that's all there needs to be. You're taking over half of the teams. Why have regular season?
I know.
Just start a playoff. Let's play 2 tune-up games and start a playoff.
Yeah.
Why do you need more than that?
Well, it's the same reason why they cancel football games or play them on Thursdays or play them on Saturdays, and they need the money. Mm-hmm. These football games pay a lot of the bills for a lot of these schools and the association.
If you take 32 teams, that is still 5 rounds if you make it all the way to the championship.
That's a lot.
That's 15 games.
That's a lot.
In high school, that's way too many.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're playing 16 this year.
Yeah.
Because you took 175 teams in the playoffs. Because everybody goes. Everybody be happy. You get you one. Every chicken in every pot. Don't water it down. You're watering it down.
Everybody waters it down. In every league, in every sport.
I get it, but I'm just saying.
Who's going to step up and be?
30. If you went 32, then you've got to go with your little scenario, which is buys, and I don't like buys. And then you add another round. Then you're back up to 6 rounds. 60% of the season.
But the teams that get the buys won't be playing 16 games.
But the people under them will.
Yeah,
if they make it all the way through.
Well, the teams that go undefeated and win and are the higher seeds, they should be rewarded.
10 games.
You're going to reward the same team that barely sneaks into the playoffs, and they get the same deal as a team that goes undefeated and is a top seed. That's not fair. It's about fairness and equity.
No.
It's about fairness and equity.
Not with me.
And that's not the real world.
It's about right. I don't care if it is the real world. 32 teams. 440 schools. If it's even, it comes down to 55 per classification. And it won't be, but something like that.
Yeah.
But 32 teams. 32 teams is still close to 60%. And you don't play another 60% of a season to get there.
So you're saying 32 teams total for each classification.
16 on each side. Make it mean something.
I'm not going to argue with you.
You can't go to 64. You ain't got that many schools. You're going to borrow something from South Carolina and Virginia?
Well,
come play with us because we ain't got enough. We want everybody to go. We want everybody to be happy. And if you went 48, you're going to take all but 7 schools? Well, that's embarrassing. You can't do that. If you did 48 and give some buys, you can't do that.
Can you imagine the travel costs for all that? Some of the schools
32,
go in the mountains, go all the way to the central
32.
part of the state and vice versa.
32 teams.
Why
16 on
why
each
don't
end.
they do that formula then?
I
Why
don't
don't
know how
the
they
smart
can do
peop-
it. I don't know how else they can do it.
Why can't they go from 16 to 15? What, does no one have the political will?
And, I want to see you go 10 weeks to a season.
With no bye.
No bye. No.
Just play them through.
And
Let these 16-year-old kids just play through.
I want the first round of the playoffs. I want to back into my start date. I want the first round of the playoffs to be the first Friday in November. Okay? So we back up 10 weeks from that, and that's the first game. And then we back up the start of the season 3 weeks from that. That's the start of the season. Forget this August 1st mess.
Well, we need to ask old Daniel Willis, who's going to be one of our special guests tonight. Yep. Daniel was a quarterback and won a state championship in football for Hickory High back in '96. He's the men's basketball coach at Hickory right now. We're going to talk to him and ask him what it was like to – I think they were the first team in the history of the state of North Carolina to go 16-0, I believe. They may have expanded the playoffs, or one of the first teams, high schools, to go 16-0. What's it like for an 18-year-old and then turn around and play basketball and make it all the way to the state championship
Seasons
in basketball?
Are too long.
Well, we'll ask him. He's going to join us at the bottom of the hour.
Okay, and so here's what you got. There are 4 Fridays in October. If we were doing it this year, in my math of doing high school football, there's 4 Fridays in October, 4 Fridays in September. Okay?
That's 8.
That would put your first football game on the 22nd of September.
No. First football game?
I'm sorry.
August.
First, there are 5. I did that wrong. Let me try it again. There's 4 in October. There's 5 in September.
And it rotates. It usually rotates. It goes 4 sometimes in October, 5.
So that would make your first game August 25th. And I would start football practice August the 7th. 2 weeks. No, 3 weeks. 3 weeks before the first game. Not August 1st, August 7th. That Monday. Why do you not make it work out? Why is that hard?
It's not.
Why do you not back into stuff instead of front ending into stuff? That would put the first round of the playoffs at November 1st. And in November, let's see. That would put the championship game December 1st. November 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, and then December 1st would be the championship game.
Then you're going to have to contact the colleges and universities and see if they have home games in December, because these championship games are being played on college and universities campuses. They may have a big rival game. I think that's why they back it up so much that they do.
I bet Charlotte's available.
Well, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charlotte's available.
But all those schools, they want to play in Chapel Hill. They want to play at
No, they don't.
State.
That's where the association wants them to play.
Well,
that's where they want them to play.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I would do, I wouldn't start basketball till December the 1st. You'll have sports overlapping. Oh, my God, what a concept. It's amazing.
It is.
Instead of having to reschedule basketball games because my kids are still playing basketball.
You are the grand poobah tonight. You are the commish.
It's not hard.
You are the sports commissioner.
I'm not that smart.
The grand poobah.
Thomasville went 16-0 in 1995, according to Bob Duckworth.
Okay. So Hickory was one of the first.
Okay.
So Thomasville, I guess, was the first. I just remember that was the talk, that there were very few teams that went 16-0. Maybe it was the first 3A team to go 16-0. We'll see.
That's the way I would fix it.
That's a long season. Back in 1995 or in 2023, that's still, for kids, that's 60. That's long. That would be as long as an NFL season back then.
And the other thing that you need to do with the college, well, let me take a break. Take a break, and who's going to join us?
Brady Stober, he is the current quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. We'll get his thoughts on, I don't know about this, but playing in the state championship this weekend.
We'll talk to him next right here on The Bottom Line.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Stiefel Nicholas now has an office in your community. Stiefel Nicholas is a full-service organization offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. These include money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement plans, and managed accounts, to name a few. Our financial advisors will sit down with you and help you tailor an investment plan, explaining strategies and investments which may help you achieve your personal goals. Call 4 Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. And welcome back. Glad to have you here on a Monday night. Let me go ahead and go to our phones and bring our first guest on. Junior quarterback for the Hickory Red Tornadoes, Brady Stober. Brady, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
What's the excitement level for you and the team making it this far? I felt like Coach Glass had maybe turned a corner and that program was going to be getting better, but had no idea that it would be going to this kind of level this quick.
Yes, sir. We're all very excited right now. This is all we've imagined this season, and just seeing it come to just full spring is just great, and all the guys are really pumped.
Hey, Brady, take us inside the huddle. Last drive, game-winning drive, you throw the touchdown pass. What were you guys talking about? What were you telling your team as you guys got the ball trying to go on to that game-winning drive?
Yeah, Coach Coffey was down there, and he was like, this is what we worked for all year. What a better way to end this game than milk the clock and go down and score on a game-winning drive. So, we were all just locked in on executing like we were the whole night, and just made it happen.
Game-winning drive and the winning touchdown pass. I saw the highlights, like a lot of people did. It looked like was that the planned play where you look left and throw right to Jamian with the quick slant across the middle?
Yes, sir. So we called the motion to get the backers out of the way, and then it was just a called one-on-one matchup with Jamian.
Were you surprised that he was in a one-on-one matchup and he's one of the best receivers in the state?
Yes and no, but I think that's the story of our season is just people underestimating us, and I think our guys are just as good as anyone in the state. So we'll take that matchup all day. I'll take any of our guys one-on-one all day.
Tell us about this team. What has made it so special this year?
I think just the mentality. Really just Coach Glass has been preaching, just the send me mentality. And I just know that anyone at any moment can step up and make a play. And just the grit this team has. I mean, we've been underestimated all season, called undersized, doubted, all that, and just the hunger to prove people wrong week by week.
I think it says a lot too for the development of the Red Tornado program. A lot of you guys, and I just know this personally, a lot of you guys are really good in middle school at Northview. You guys had a heck of a record. A lot of those guys are now contributing on the varsity side.
Yes, sir. I mean, it goes all the way back to Pee Wee when we played together. That's another thing that makes this group so special. Is we've been playing together since we were little in all sports, and I think that's just another thing that makes this group special and so close.
How cool has it been to be a ball boy? Lanny, he's been a ball boy for Hickory High. Now he's the starting quarterback with a chance to win a state championship. If you could talk about that, what's that feeling like?
It's amazing. I mean, it's a great feeling after winning the regional, and you got former players you used to look up to coming and congratulating you and just giving you a hug and dapping you up, and them seeing your accomplishment, how you used to look up to them. It's just a great feeling.
Brady, it's quite an accomplishment. And I think one of the things that you said, we're talking Brady Stober, quarterback, junior quarterback from Hickory, one of the things that you said was how the team itself has kind of come together and everybody on the team knows that they've got each other's back. That's one of those things that trying to build the level of trust that it takes to play a team game with 11 guys and having that trust in who you're going to throw to, who's going to make that block, all of those things. Sounds like that's one of the things that you guys accomplished that makes this possible.
Yes, sir, definitely. And that just credits back to all the work that the guys have put in, we've all put in together, and just the chemistry we have, not only on the field but off the field, hanging out, just building that bond. It really just makes it easy.
Brady, we appreciate you taking the time to join us tonight. Best of luck with you on the game coming up this weekend. I know some of our guys here that cover, they're planning on catching 3 games this weekend, and you guys will be one of the games. And a lot of our folks were up there to see you play on Friday night. Brady, best of luck, and hopefully we can catch up with you again next week and talk about a state championship.
Yes, sir, definitely. Thank you.
Thanks, you.
Brady.
It's Brady Stober. He junior quarterback for the Hickory Red Tornadoes.
7 o'clock kickoff Friday night.
And that's at Keenan.
Yeah,
right?
At Keenan Stadium. And I believe they're going to have, I don't know, I was trying to look. I think there's going to be a pep rally at the high school Friday morning. I don't know the time, but someone texted me that don't forget to mention about the pep rally, and so I just did.
Okay,
so
there you go.
I'm guessing
that's an official sports announcement from Juju.
Yeah, breaking news. Huh?
Breaking news. I've got to get a sounder for that. I don't have a sounder.
Yeah. Ticker tape or whatever you call it.
There you go.
But good kid too. Brady comes from a great family.
Yeah.
That whole group, they're mostly juniors. A lot of those weapons that he has.
And that's what I was talking about as far as I was a little surprised they got this far this year because they're fairly young.
Yeah, they were just above 500 last year, and this year they've gone undefeated.
Yeah.
So just a remarkable team.
Bob said pep rally's at 9 a.m. in the gym.
Okay, in the gym. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Come
Craft
one,
gymnasium.
come all.
Yeah.
There you go. Bob, good evening. Milton, good evening. Junior, glad to have you with us as well. I didn't get to unroll my entire basketball plan for high school athletics, so I'll just sit on that one. I got the football worked out and need to throw the basketball in there. And I think way too many games, going back to our discussion before we brought radio, way too many games are played in all the sports.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why you need that.
And it overlaps way too much, especially for these kids that
It's not fair to the kids.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. No,
And we're always preaching, and it's a great idea. You hear coaches say we want our kids to play as many sports as they want. Parents will say that too. And even former athletes say, I'm glad that I played more than one sport because it's helped me in different sports. One sport playing in another, it's helped me. So,
but I'm not seeing that.
What do you mean not seeing it?
Talk's cheap. I don't see anybody making a move to say, okay, we're going to cut back 8 games on the season in basketball.
They want you to still play all the sports, but they also want you to make
what's
sure.
important is that you do not take those games away from my sport
Yeah.
that I'm involved in. That's what you got to be careful of.
And then down the road, you're going to – and we've seen some of these kids that eventually decide on a sport, and so maybe in a sport in the springtime that they've been good at, and they decide they're going to end up playing football. They decide they don't play in the spring because they want to sign and jump into college early and that kind of thing. So,
and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing by your senior year.
I think you should,
yeah. Let me take a break. We come back. Daniel Willis, head coach Hickory basketball team. Hickory High School will bring him on. Don't forget Mike Jacobs will be here at 6:45. The Bears are in the Final Four for the national championship in Division II. Back with more in a moment.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com.
Stifel Nicholas now has an office in your community. Stifel Nicholas is a full-service organization offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. These include money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement plans, and managed accounts, to name a few. Our financial advisors will sit down with you and help you tailor an investment plan, explaining strategies and investments which may help you achieve your personal goals. Call 4Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange.
we're here. You're not getting by that easy. We're not done yet. Just trying to hook up some phone calls here. Get things working together. Big week for what was the last year of a Hickory state championship?
96.
96.
Yeah.
Okay.
40. Was it a Saturday night or a Friday night? I don't remember. We did the game. It was 42-0. I know they beat Ragsdale, and it wasn't even close.
Thank you, Michael McCree. Sounds good, Lanny and Juju. Mike's a regular listener. Chad said coached against that 95 Hickory football team, and they were big. Think they had a few linemen go D1.
Sure did.
Be interested to see if Willis was ever touched in the pocket.
We could ask him that.
And we'll ask that question. Mike McCree also said Brady's a great representative of Hickory High School.
Yeah, he is.
Great man.
Kid, great family. Mm-hmm. Chris Nelson went to East Carolina, offensive lineman. I believe Ty Hunt went to East Carolina as well. They had about a dozen kids that ended up playing college football off of that team. They had a running back that went to Ohio University. Of course, Daniel played at Lenore Ryan in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a bunch of guys that went to different schools and university. A couple kids went to Elon, Catawba. LR, but yeah, that was a special team, one of the most dominant teams in the history of high school football, North Carolina.
Wow. We were talking about some other things off the air. I won't go down that road because sometimes I get sidetracked. So I'm gonna try to keep things focused here. I want to keep things focused, but it looks like going to be a good weather weekend. I think for high school football.
Okay.
Kiever said the only game that they couldn't make work is the 4A game, and I don't know where the 4A game is. Is everything at Keenan?
I don't know. I just know the Friday night game's at 7 o'clock, and that's at Keenan.
Because they said they could make 1, 2, and 3A, and that were the games that they really wanted to see.
Okay. So the 3A's at Friday night, and then the 1 and the 2A must be on Saturday.
Well,
4A must be Saturday night.
They used to do 1 on Friday, 3 on Saturday.
Yeah.
You played all day.
And
12.
they've rotated them from different sites. To be honest with you, I don't know.
Well,
I just followed Hickory.
At one time, did they not just do it as one?
Yeah, at one time they did,
At
sure.
one site? That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So you can go see them all.
Yeah.
Instead of showcasing all these college campuses that everybody's seen before anyway that cares.
It probably has.
Bob says 2 and 4 are at Raleigh.
Okay, at NC State.
And let's see. Let me back on up here. Wow, bunch of stuff has piled in here. Bob said 96 team had 5 go D1. Seniors Hunt, Nelson went to East Carolina. Collins
Michael
to Wake.
Collins to Wake Forest.
King to Wofford. Gaines to the Citadel. 4 said we scrimmaged the 96 Hickory team. They beat us 2-1 and were very good and very well coached. Daniel was the key to all 3 sports. Brady's like that as well, the intangibles. Chad said the Collins kid went to Wake. Bob says 2 and 4A are at Raleigh.
Okay.
And so that's why. And Bob says 1A is Saturday at noon at Keenan.
And then the 2A and the 4A split it like in the middle of the afternoons?
I guess. Well, no, 2 and 4 must be at State.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're splitting they're going to be back to back?
I don't know. See, that's part of the problem. You need to have them where if somebody wants to see all 4 games, you can see all 4 games.
Yeah, that's tough to do. Field gets worn out.
Well, then play 2 games at Site 1 on one day and 2 games at Site 2 the next day or something.
Maybe.
Because that or, that I think I could be wrong, but I think there's some of that
field turf.
Oh, yeah, field turf. I think there's some college campuses that have field turf that might be available. You wouldn't have to worry about wearing that turf out.
Yeah, you're right.
What a concept.
There's a pro football stadium, too.
No, I'm not interested in taking any jobs in any kind of leadership positions. No, but it's not hard to figure out. You are the commish,
the grand poobah.
4 said, better yet, have an East home one year and a West home next year. Take it back to the high schools. It's hard to do that because of capacities.
Yeah.
I think, more than anything. But you could get Charlotte's 15,000. Okay, Lenore Ryan's 8. I don't know how many like Catawba. Some folks don't want to go to Boone. Well, go to Western. Western's got turf. Go to Western on the Western end. Everything has to be down.
I mean the semifinals.
Finals. Championship game.
No, they're not going to do that.
I know they're not going to because it would make sense.
Yeah.
And that would be stupid. They could play one at East Carolina. Has East Carolina got real turf or?
They got grass.
They got grass. Oh, we can't play there because they got real dirt. We'll figure out something. I'll work on that for next week. How about that?
I bet you Daniel had basketball practice, and he probably forgot. 'Cause I'm guessing.
We're still talking about football.
Yeah. He's got basketball practice. And he's have to worry about his basketball team because I'm sure some of those football players are coming off.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they're done, give them a rest and have them go right into basketball.
Ford said capacities are not more important than experiences for the kids in the communities. Well, I agree, but we're not in charge. And like Milton said, they can't do anything that would make sense.
No,
because
no.
that would just kind of blow the whole thing up if they did something like that. But that's okay. That's okay.
Again, just rotate. Go have them in Chapel Hill one year. Next year, have it in Charlotte. The following year, go to Wake Forest one year. That kind of thing. Which I think that was original and an idea that they had thought would eventually happen, but maybe they're rotating.
I don't know. They make out like it's a big deal, like, we can't do anything to the last minute. I don't know. Bob said the 96 Hickory High School football team actually had 22 kids sign to play college somewhere.
Yes, because some were juniors and probably sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, 22 of those guys off that team, off the varsity team, ended up playing it and signing college football. That's going to be something probably you'll never see around here ever again. Not to have that many players.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you'll see some of the bigger programs. I don't know which ones, but that's still a lot. That is quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it shows you the depth of talent that's there and available at those levels. Let me take one more quick break before Coach Jacobs joins us. And Coach Jacobs will join us. We'll talk a little LR football in just a moment.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Stifel Nicholas now has an office in your community. Stifel Nicholas is a full-service organization offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. These include money market funds, CDs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, retirement plans, and managed accounts, to name a few. Our financial advisors will sit down with you and help you tailor an investment plan, explaining strategies and investments which may help you achieve your personal goals. Call 4Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange.
Welcome back. At least I won't be so embarrassing when I answer the phone this time. Does anybody notice I've got the phone working properly?
Yeah.
Does anybody care besides me?
I care.
Okay.
I do.
As long as you care.
I do.
That's why I did it, because you care. Because you're important. You care. It's important. We're waiting on Coach Jacobs. Let's see.
So you were not surprised by anything with the college football playoff?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I didn't say I liked it. I didn't say it was fair. But you don't have to be fair.
No.
I'm just I picked that lineup before it was announced, and don't have any problem sticking to that lineup. If you truly wanted, based on where the time was, where you're at right now, if that was perceived to be the best four teams with the, I guess, most equal competition level,
yeah,
and that was it. And I got to agree with them. You know, you had to let Georgia or Alabama in, one of the two, and you couldn't let either one of those in and not let Texas in. That's what it came down to. And then you had to decide, was Michigan, Washington, or Florida State the best undefeated teams?
So you're saying had Georgia won,
yeah, it would have been a moot point.
No, they'd have brought Texas in and still left out Florida State. Well, that's a heck of a pregnant pause there.
Yeah, you're probably right. I would have, because there again, I don't think Florida State could beat one of those four.
As they're
It
currently
would have been
constituted.
Georgia, Michigan. Yeah, the way we talked about it.
Okay.
And good evening. You're on Sports Talk, Coach.
Hey guys, how are you?
We're good. We actually got it fixed this time because me, as the chief engineer, had a little wiring that we had to do and got everything taken care of, so we're not having the dramatic problems that we had last week. Congratulations on the win. And how's it feel to be making a trip to Arkansas for the semis?
It feels great to be playing in the national semifinals. We couldn't be more excited.
Coach, how'd you stay dry Saturday?
I did not. Anything but. I told somebody the other day, it was like the rain in Forrest Gump. It started Thursday and it didn't stop till Sunday.
In doing the game, it appears, they always say that matchups make the fight. And I don't know if the rain was the great equalizer or not, but the Bears, no matter the rain or not, the Bears seem to be the tougher football team, and you guys played really complimentary football to a T.
Absolutely. I don't want to, the rain obviously was a factor in the game for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that paints the picture of just how well our defense played in that game. That's a top offense in the country. That's a top quarterback in the country. but they couldn't run the football, and they were one-dimensional, and I thought we really played well, regardless of whether it was raining or sunny and 80. I thought our defense was fantastic. And then, obviously, our ability to move the line of scrimmage and run the football offensively was a great advantage for us.
Could you tell that the Bears were going to be locked in for this game as you practiced all week?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our kids really since the Wingate game, right? You never like to lose. You want to take them as a lesson, right, and not a loss. But we took that game as a reset, and these guys have just been laser focused, and we've had great practice, and we've played really good football since then.
A lot of times when you get to big-time playoff games, championship games, there are always guys that, I don't say unsung heroes, but guys that kind of step up and do something you haven't seen all year. But we had people texting us during the broadcast. They said, wait a minute, it was 14-0, and I just went out to grab something to eat, and I turned the radio back on. It's 28-0. What happened? The game seemed like it turned in that second quarter when the Bears just flipped on the switch, and you forced turnovers, you blocked a punt, you had an interception, had a fumble, and everything kind of turned around. Would you say that was kind of the turning point of the football game?
Absolutely. The second quarter, and really our ability to generate takeaways, and then not just generate them, but score off them. Coupled that with Xavier Turner-Knox's long run, really I thought made it really tough on Valdosta State at that point.
Head coach Mike Jacobs joining us tonight as the Bears are in the national semifinals. Coach, some early thoughts on an early scouting report on the team that you play, Harding.
Harding, all the teams are good at this point, but I think that's we're getting ready to go on the road and play a really good football team. They're the one seed in a really tough Super Region 3, and they've beaten two really good football teams. Central Missouri's the top offensive team in the country, and Grand Valley State's played as good a football as anybody. They beat Ferris State twice this year, and Harding upset both those teams or beat both those teams. And they're a little bit unique at this point in time because they're in the triple option offense. But really, I think their defense is what set them apart because they've been tremendous on defense. So it's going to be a heck of a game.
Coach, while we have it right now, and I was this popped up while the game was going on, and it seemed like the Bears also, the team fed off of the energy that the visiting crowd. A lot of people came from Hickory and all throughout the area down, and it seemed like even there were more fans for the Bears than there were for Valdosta. Do the players feel that kind of energy on the sidelines or as coaches?
We absolutely do, and that's obviously we had the first round game at home against Shepherd, and we had a bunch of folks there. But the last 2 weeks on the road at Benedict and at Valdosta State, I think we've outnumbered the home crowd both times, and Bear Nation showed up and showed out for us.
I'm talking with Coach Mike Jacobs, head coach Lenore Ryan. Coach, when you a lot of teams can put it together when they play at home, but when teams can put it together and take it to a visiting campus and still be able to maintain the same type of concentration, whether it's the travel or the the unusual environment that you're in, how do you get the kids to kind of stay focused? But it looks like you've been able to do that because you've been a road warrior.
Our kids have done a great job. I mean, again, for me, it's our administration and our Bears Club give us the ability to travel the way we need to have success. And I think sometimes when you eliminate the distractions of worrying about your family getting tickets and some of that stuff, and really all you got to focus on is getting a good night's sleep in a nice hotel and eating a couple really good meals, I think the kids end up playing really well, and we've been able to do that. We've done a great job on the road.
It's funny you say that because so many people say the biggest reason is there's 2 weeks after NFL regular playoff season ends before the Super Bowl. It takes a week just to get all the other stuff out of the way. How am I going to get my family there and get that out of their mind so they can concentrate on the football? So if you've got that support system that eliminates that part, it's got to be huge for you.
It's been awesome, yeah. I mean, and our kids have done a good job just staying focused. And, you know, you take a little smaller group and you know, they like being around each other. That's why they're fun to coach.
Coach Mike Jacobs, we appreciate your time as always. Best of luck this weekend. Like to see LR move up to the next level. And I know regardless of the outcome, you won't be happy with it, but you've got to be really proud of what this group has accomplished.
Yeah, I think you can't say enough about what these kids have done, and we're not done yet. We're going on the road and playing a good team, but I also like the team that we got, and so we're excited to put it on the line another time in the national semifinals.
Coach, we appreciate it. Have a good trip, safe trip, and hopefully we get to talk with you again next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys this weekend. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
That's Coach Mike Jacobs, head coach of the Bears. And, you know, one of the talk that's going around in the NFL, all those Dallas fans are talking about how good they are, but they're terrible on the road. You got to be able to win on the road in adverse conditions. And, you're on the road, 7 hours away from home, in the driving rain, and still be able to put it together and concentrate on the task that you've got to do to get it accomplished.
First 2 road wins in school history in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they've done it back-to-back weeks. They'll have to make it a three-peat this week. Interesting dynamics, as he mentioned, that Harding is a private school like LR, a little bigger than LR, about twice the size. But they run the triple option, what LR used to do 10 years ago when they made it to the national championship game. So that's going to be something they're going to have to prepare for. You're on a short week. They're going to fly down to Arkansas, I believe, on Friday. So you're practicing in a short week. You got to put in the game plan against an offense you have not practiced or seen all year.
Nobody runs it in the side.
Nobody runs the triple option that I know of in Division II except for Harding. There are a couple of Division III schools, and of course the Army, Navy, and the other military schools.
How many students?
About 4,800 undergraduates, and LRs are right around 2,000, a little over 2,000, between 2,000 and 2,500. So they're about
I was
double.
looking around at some of the other teams that are in that Final Four, and one of them, the one that's ranked number 1, is Colorado Mines.
Yeah, School of the Mines.
And I thought maybe that was a new place, but it's really not. Been around since the mid-1800s. Engineering Technology School. They've got about 5,000 students, undergraduate students. Now, overall, they've got about 7,000 counting the graduate students. Undergraduates, 5,400. But one of the things that I was surprised, and it's because I just haven't kept up with it, but they were ranked number 1 best NCAA D2 school in the United States for student athletes, not a sport specific. And
you mean like athlete experience, student athlete experience?
Well, it said in this was NCSA Power Rankings.
Okay.
Is that National Collegiate something? I don't know. But it's the Power Rankings recognize the best colleges and universities in the U.S. for student athletes. Last year, they won their 3rd national title in men's cross country, posting the largest margin of victory in meet history at 143 points in cross country. That was the margin that they won. And they were also – they played last year and lost to Fair State.
In the national championship game. They were in the national runner-ups.
Yep, in McKinney, Texas.
And there was a lot of talk. They're number 1 seeds. They're undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
So they backed up last year's season with another great season. There was some talk that if LR won, that they were going to go either to Harding, because they were also undefeated, and or Colorado Mines. But the
now
talk
they reseeded.
They
right?
did reseed.
Mm-hmm. You get to the
Now,
Final Four.
the Grand Valley State, which is about 25,000 students up there in Michigan, they were expected to beat Harding. At least that's what many of the D2 experts thought. And so if Grand Valley had won, the thought was it was going to be Lenore Ryan going all the way to Colorado Mines, and then Grand Valley and what they thought would be Slippery Rock instead of Kutztown, they would play each other. Travel cost and whatnot, it was closer for them. They'd be reseeded. But,
And Kutztown is in Pennsylvania?
It is in eastern Pennsylvania. Sure is.
Okay.
One of the schools in the Pennsylvania Athletic Conference. They beat Slippery Rock, which was undefeated most of the year, and I think they beat them in their conference championship game.
So all the schools that are kind of left are about the same size, in that 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 undergraduate students, with the exception of LR.
Yeah, if LR would happen to go on and win the championship, I did some research already. They'd be the smallest school in the history of Division II football to ever win a national championship, and the first private school to win since 1977.
And that was
Lehigh. They've only had football in Division II for 50 years. It's the 50th anniversary, and so 46 years ago, Lehigh won. Now there was a team, Mississippi College, won the national championship in 1989, and they're a private school, but they had to give over the championship because they had some illegal shenanigans going on. So they had to forfeit their championship. So actually there's been two that have won on the field, but officially there's only been one team that has won a national championship that's a private school, and that is Lehigh. So you got a chance. You're going to have a private school in the championship no matter what. Maybe that's a chance for the private schools to win a national title. First time in a long time.
I am
rarely happens.
Very proud to be a Bear. Very proud to be a Bear. All right, sir. That'll wrap it up.
Good show
for
tonight.
us
Thank you.
Got
a message from Daniel. He was in basketball
That's
practice.
Okay. We'll catch him.
We'll get him next time.
We'll catch him next time. Have a good evening. Mr. Rember to be in here, and I would say buckle up because he's not happy about the college playoff picture.
He got his Alabama team in.
He's not happy. That's not enough. It's not enough. I'm just telling you. You was in the same chat.
I know.
Chat.
I don't respond. I just look and read.
I can only go so far before I have to respond, and then I have to respond.
You guys are just going crazy on that chat. And
I'm
glad I
wasn't
driving home from Georgia, from Valdosta the other night. I was in the passenger side just reading.
I'm just watching it.
All right.
Have a good evening. We'll see you in the morning.